Hello, it's Polyboy here. I've been away for a while. I had to get a new job and stuff like that. Whenever I have time, I will come in and do a little bit of a video, and I will try to make it more consistent. I'm not going to waste too much time today. I'm going to cut to the chase. One of the reasons why men have some of their issues, or many of their problems rather, is because they have put so much emphasis and power in places that should not have them. Okay? Now, I don't believe the myth that the reason why men do what they do in terms of inventions and creating of societies and civilizations because of sex. That is BS. That's just bullshit, right? Because if that's the case, then Elon Musk should have stopped doing what he was doing when he started getting some action. I mean, he's a billionaire, right? Why then is he still trying to break new grounds? He can have almost any woman he wants, sexually, right? Now, obviously, there are consequences and the rest of that, but it could have the best escorts or whatever, right? So, what pushes men to succeed, what pushes men to invent and create is not only sex. That is a misconception, that's a myth. But now the question is, why does that myth exist? Well, the myth exists because people have noticed that men tend to do way more than they're supposed to be doing to get sexual access. Let me make something very clear. The only thing men are supposed to do to get sexual access is to be attractive. That's all. Sex is supposed to be fucking free. It's not supposed to be paid for. Sex is not a commodity. It's a useless commodity if it was one. But because many men have put themselves in situations whereby they have allowed themselves to be compromised due to peer pressure, societal pressure, pressures from women, and pressures from their own lust, they have allowed themselves to contribute to something that were not supposed to be contributed to in the first place. That allowed the continual persuasion of past efficiencies, and I've talked about past efficiencies before, right? That have allowed those things to continue to shape their lives in the present day when it's not supposed to be doing that. Women are allowed to work now. Women are allowed to own cars and own property. Why then are you still trying to trade what is worthless for what is financially acute? Makes no sense. Now, you can blame women all you want. And yes, many women deserve to be blamed for a lot of things that they've done to proliferate such culture. And they are not to be led away from such responsibility. But they're only 50% of the problem when it comes to sex. The other problem is the men. The men are allowing themselves, and I give it to you straight, right? I don't have time to lie to you. The men are allowing themselves to be put in these kinds of situations. They allow themselves to be manipulated and misused and abused to just because they want access to sex. And even that, they go ahead and reform their entire mentality, changing truth, changing what is supposed to be human nature to fiction, all because they want to get access to that thing. So now you see where the myth comes from, right? There is some level of truth, even though it's almost completely BS. There are more important things in life than sexual access. The fact that a lot of men are giving away their powers to women that have done nothing for them is one of the reasons why men are where they are. Men should be demanding something legitimate from women and not just. Some men were like, listen, if a woman gives me sex, I'm happy. You are an idiot if you say such a thing. If you think that like that, you are an idiot. You're one of the reasons why such situations are stacked against you. So, change your perspective on such things, and you change a lot of the outcomes society has created for you. Many women will not mess up if men stood their ground, if men were decided to, remove the weakness of sexual gratification. If men realize that women like sex just as good as they do, if not even more, but men have allowed themselves to allow themselves to be manipulated enough to be spending money on something they can get for free, something that is naturally supposed to be made for free. When men can get to that situation and that mentality, a lot of the problems will be removed. All right. That's just one of my perspectives, and I will catch you guys later. Stay tuned.